What's going on, guys? This is first of maybe many future vlogs coming up. Figured we'd try this one as a sample. Today I'm tattooing one of my good friends, Adam Bodie. He is a friend of mine. He's a local YouTuber guy. He works on cars. Any of you that know me personally know my C10 truck. He did a lot of the welding work. Well, he did all of the welding work on that project truck. So yeah, I work on him now and again. He does some stuff for me. So today I'm working on a back piece for him. We're doing a full back. It's going to be a ship, eagle up the top, mermaids, flowers, anchor, like a whole classic, straight up traditional back piece. So today I'm going to bring you along. We're going to do a video vlog. We're starting off right here to give you a little bit of the rundown of what's actually going on. Going to kind of do this as like a raw uncut. I mean, there is going to be some edits, but I want to try and keep this as quick and as easy kind of turnaround. Obviously, between like tattooing, running skeleton goods, and being a dad, very minimal time. So this is going to be kind of like a raw edit. But when we get to the shop, I'll introduce you to Adam. We're going to set some cameras up for the whole stencil, making the stencil, applying the stencil, and we'll set up a time lapse for the actual tattoo process. Today we're just hoping to get most of the lines knocked out. There's like a center frame in the middle. I'll flash the design up now. So the center design with a ship on, we may end up leaving that for another time. First sessions for back pieces are always super hard. It's the toughest one you have. First session is always the worst because you got to get those lines down. Moving forward from that, it's really not too bad. We can kind of cut sessions shorter if we need to. But yeah, so good start today on Adam's back piece. So yeah, I'm gonna, with the magic of YouTube, we're in my studio now. See you in a bit. What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
How are
you too. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. It's a color concept of what we got going on today. Photo of the back that we were working off. So yeah, I'm going to start off with the line works around here today and maybe this. Typically I'll print out an A4 because that's all we have here is A4, and then I'll zoom in 200%, piece it together and see how close we are, and then scale it down. Or
so we got to do one back's typically 4 pieces,
4 to 6,
right? Depending on how tall you are, right?
yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll piece it together when it comes out and see, right?
You got your against your back. If it's somewhere close, that's cool. If not, then I'll resize it from there. And then yeah, so this will be a 6-page piece. Just spin it around and get all of our corners copied.
To me, this is more, you got to have skills to even get it together, to get it to even start.
I mean, something like this, the stencil is so important to get right.
Yeah.
You know. All right, I think we have all of our pages now. I'll try and see. The annoying thing is that if this isn't sized right, I got to do all that again. Yeah. So this is why I'm always saying to people, you know, I just do full day appointments for back pieces because it can take half the day to get the fucking shit lined up.
But I figure if we don't, and I don't really know, but if we don't get the first one, you should be able to say, okay, a little bigger, a little smaller.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
the first one's kind of gonna.
First one's just kind of like the first pancake.
Yeah.
And then and if you don't get the top squared off, by the time you get to the bottom, you'd be off like 1/8 of an inch.
Hmm.
It's a lot easier when you're not doing symmetrical tattoos. You can kind of...
And I see what you're doing. So you overprint it and then you pull it to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So that way you're not at 50-50. You're like really 55-55 and then pull it where it needs to be.
Exactly.
I get that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Like you've done this a time or two.
I've done it a few times, yeah. Fucking redneck boy.
Yeah.
Oh damn, we got lucky today. That looks just about right to me.
It's funny because of all 8, 10, whatever appointments I've had with you, every time it's like, we got lucky this time.
We get lucky, yeah.
Every time, yeah. That transfers with heat, or how does that work?
Heat, yeah.
Look at that.
Boom. It's pretty heavy. That's fine. Measurements off of it.
So from the paper now to the stencil.
That's the stencil. This is the messy part.
Oh.
I'm going to jump in here real quick with a quick voiceover. This is pretty obvious, really, but basically what I'm doing is cutting out the pieces, jigsawing it together, putting a little bit of tape on, being careful where I put the tape so I don't cover up any of the stencils. If we miss any bit of line work, it could kind of make it a little confusing during the tattoo process. So yeah, essentially I was going to do that, piece it together, and then apply it to the back, which we'll be showing you next. Okay, here I'm prepping the canvas, cleaning it up with some soap, and I use Dr. Bronner's and shaving it, try not to cut anyone. Yeah, it's really important. This is really important to get a good stencil to stick on, a good preparation. I'm using stencil stuff for today to make the stencil stick. I'm going to run down horizontal, vertical lines for the stencil to line up with. Quite a liberal amount I use. Let it get a little tacky. It's pretty tricky putting these back pieces on in one go by yourself, but I've had a bit of practice, that'd be all right. With the warp of the shoulders, I ended up getting a little bit of distorting on the mermaids, which is why we actually ended up not tattooing them, spoiler alert. But we'll be doing those in another session. But yeah, stencil on went on really well other than that. Alright, as you can see here, we're making a start. Got him lined down nice and comfortable. Starting on the side closest to me. That way we're not rubbing any of the stencil off. Just kind of chip away at it, not to get too overwhelmed by all the lines. But yeah, typically I'll start and I'll do about 3/4 of it from this side. Then we'll take a break, have him spin over, and we'll jump on the other side. But yeah, these are some really nice shots we managed to get. Having the GoPro mounted between the ring light gave this really cool angle. Just on a side note, I've been skipping around so far in this video. We've had a lot of like portrait landscape kind of views. I'm using a bunch of different cameras here. I'm a huge camera nerd. In this shot, for example, I'm using the Meta glasses, which are great for doing this kind of stuff. But the thing I find is they don't actually, the focal point isn't the center. So I kind of have to look down at a weird angle while I line. So these aren't really the great for close-up shots of tattooing. But yeah, bouncing around between using iPhones and GoPros and DSLRs and everything. So moving forward, I'm going to try and kind of get everything a bit more regulated. But yeah, here we go. Just enjoy what we got, I guess. So normally when I post these videos of progress work or action shots, normally in the comments there's just lots of people asking me questions about what am I using, how am I doing, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to just give you a quick talk through about some of the stuff I'm using. I'm using a Dan Cuban. It's a Sidewinder version 3. I'm running those through the Dan Cuban sweet tips. I really like using the open shovel tips for lining. I use, for this one, I'm using a loose 14 round shade. So it's a super bold line. And to get all that ink flow, to keep those lines looking nice and bold, those sweet tips just work out really nice. They're the biggest liner tips that Dan Cuban does for sweet tips. I forget what they are. I think they're up to it's like 11 to 18 or something. Really good. As for the black, I'm still using the Allegory black. I really like it for lining and shading. It's a really strong black, so that's my go-to for that. As far as a glide, I use the Palmer's Cocoa Butter formula. It's just like a daily moisturizer, but it's really nice because it is a water-based product, so it doesn't clog up the needles as much. I find a lot of these fancy tattoo glides they have out nowadays, it's too thick, it gets stuck in the tubes, it doesn't help with the ink flow. So this stuff's really cheap, it's like non-reactive to like all of my clients. I've never had any issues using this stuff, so yeah, that's my go-to for the glide. All right, so here's the progress for today. We're going to call it a day right here. Wasn't 100% happy with the placement of the mermaids. This one was touching the wing up here, and this one kind of arm went on a little weird. So we're doing those at another session, and then we're going to be focusing on that for another session, completing that in one go. But right now we've got the frame done. Really happy with the progress of this. Turned out great. And this is going to be a really nice project to work on because we'll be knocking this out with 2-week breaks in between. So we're going to have a real fast progress. Next session, I think, will be probably working on what we've already done. Probably starting from the top back, start shading stuff in and getting a little bit of color in and start pushing the progress a bit more. So yeah, stay tuned for round 2. All right, guys, I just wanted to wrap up this video real quick. I'm just sat at my son's soccer practice editing the videos and just wanted to run a few words by you real quick. Thank you so much for your patience with this video. I know it was quite long. We had a lot of camera work that I wanted to kind of edit in and just kind of show everything that was going on. This one was more of like behind the scenes of how I put together everything, so it was a bit long-winded. I know there was a lot of chopping and change between landscape and portrait. I know also the audio might be a bit weird at sometimes, but I appreciate your patience. Moving forward, we're going to be having better sound. We've got shotgun microphones, and we'll be focusing mostly on a landscape, YouTube-friendly format. So thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, any questions about how I do stuff, what I do, why I did it like that, you think that I suck, you think that your uncle's a better tattooer than I am, comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I'll be answering any questions you guys have. We will be filming the next section of this back piece will be in a week, so expect another video in 2 weeks. I'm going to try do videos bi-weekly. It's a lot of work editing them, but watch this space. All right, guys, I really appreciate your time, and have a great week. Thanks.